I'll just kind of kick it off like this. All right. First of all, I'm super excited. Number one, to really kind of announce what you and I have been working on since, or really kind of birthed last September, August of last year. We started we're in the airport, started rapping about what we saw in the market, and so Eric, before we kind of galvanize what we're about to what we've launched, tell everybody about just about what you do, and also the capacity of the company that you serve and work for, and even you got a production company, you've got our thing, and then you've got like this behemoth of a promotional apparel company that we kind of locked when I did that big thing for transformation last year. You guys jumped on and took so much weight off of a project for us, and it was amazing. So this is my good friend Eric Granada. He is a genius, both digitally and then merch wise. It's just insane. So Eric Granada, we're give everybody your background,
Okay.
like where you're at now.
Sure. So I'll start before the place I found myself in for the last 8 years or so. So I went. This is a real deep cut. So I studied video production when I was a teenager and did a lot of creative services. My wife and I had a boutique studio that did motion graphics, video production, copywriting, web development, etc. And at the same time, I was working at a large church in Oklahoma, and my capacity there, or my role there, was in graphic design, doing a lot of the print stuff that was produced regularly, putting together advertising. I did a lot of work with the youth groups, the youth group at that church.
Right.
Those are my people. I mean, let's be real about it. They're the funnest group at a church to work with because they appreciate the creativity. They appreciate a lot of the things that you and I as creatives appreciate. So, and when I was there, I would do the graphic design for print. I would do some web stuff. But one of the things that I really enjoyed doing every year was going to Florida for Beach Week, which was the high school ministry would do a summer at this real cool spot in Panama City Beach, and it was awesome. So I would go there to do videos. So during the day, myself and a couple of interns would be shooting students doing stuff. We'd maybe put together a handful of goofy sketch kind of videos, and then all night, the two or three of us are just getting down in Final Cut and After Effects and putting together some memorable videos. And then, before then, I would work with that student ministry to kind of promote the event, do some direct mail, design the T-shirts. And so that's the career I had before I got into the apparel and promotional business full time.
Right.
So at where I'm at now in my career is I help companies with apparel programs. There's merchandise, hard goods, product design for retail. Anytime somebody needs to source a product that's either 100% custom or just branded, that's the kind of work I'm into at this point. And it's interesting because when I was in my previous career, I interacted with companies like that. We had to buy T-shirts. Who do I talk to? And I didn't know that I'd be on the other side of it, but it's a lot of fun. And we get to serve a lot of different companies with their branding and their merch.
Right. And they're like you're nothing short of a genius. And so I mean, dude, I have had a blast. It's kind of I've been working in apparels and textiles, with my brand and, kind of fulfilling orders here and there for clients and whatnot. But I didn't know there was a whole nother level of, items and, A to B, B to B, whatever, you know, I mean, all these different silos of fulfillment and production for clients. And like, dude, you are like, it is amazing. Like this guy, like it is amazing. Not only are you like really, you know, just on the level with what's happening digitally in our climate with, you know, apparel and textiles, but like just, you know, even having the right certifications and, you know, things that are happening in world trade that might affect them. You're able to forecast things too, and it's just, I mean, it's blown my mind. And so like, you know, I'll kind of God put this all together. You know, last winter, I was working on a project for Transformation, a conference, and got into it like, I'm pretty much, hey, I'll find what the client wants, help with design, and just get it done. But this was like, you know, 10 times more than, you know, kind of what I'm normally used to putting through our workflow. And we got into a bind where we had an oversized print on a Pacific t-shirt and we had a tight deadline. And dude, Eric goes, hey, we're going to take a flight. I'll never forget it. Eric's like, yeah, let's do it. I know exactly how to get that done. And as a matter of fact, I got a ticket, but we're going to fly to the factory. And so like, it was literally, I had a conversation with you like on a Monday, and then we were on the plane like by Thursday with your company, like walking through t-shirt heaven.
Oh, yeah.
And so we were down at one of our vendors, and dude, it blew my mind. And Eric was like, yeah, this is what I do. I'm like, I'm like, dude, how can I be in your world? Because this is what I do out of my garage and out of my studio. And so you begin like to kind of cast vision for what is now, you know, what we call Propel Brand Lab, which is like, it's really just a creative studio to help businesses, organizations, influencers really get their message out. You know, in our wheelhouse was really apparel, but also diving into, you know, what we do digitally, your expertise with web and SEO. My wheelhouse is strength with design, and you're an awesome designer as well. So it's just a cool thing. So, you know, you and I partner with Corey, and dude, I got introduced and adopted into the Robin family, and it's just been amazing. But you know, we've been spitballing back and forth talking about, hey, you know, we launched this company in February with gusto, and then COVID hits in March, shuts everything down, you know, and then so now we're in the space to where, you know, we have, you know, a lot of events that were on the books that are kind of being pushed to digital. And you've come up with some creative ideas, just, you know, with you being such a pillar in this industry. Like, you know, we were kind of talking about it earlier, like, you know, don't stop your momentum, don't stop your promotion because you're not having an event in a physical location. There's some cool things, some swag, some apparel that you can, you know, really give to your tribe during this pandemic, during a digital experience. So, man, let's just start rapping about that a little bit more. Like the things that you're seeing, Eric, you know, within this space now that we're all kind of confined to computers and screens and communicating through, Zoom calls and, you know, what are you seeing?
Yeah. So, the reason that apparel and merch works for events like a summer camp, for example, is because it gives that individual, gives that student or participant in that event something to remember that event.
Right.
And it gives them a way to emotionally connect uh, after the fact with that event. And it also allows that individual to kind of fly the colors for whatever tribe they're a part of. For example, if they're a part of a student ministry. And so I think in the environment we're in right now, where a lot of companies and ministries are pivoting to virtual events, I think having a tactile memento is more important than ever. And this isn't my idea. I mean, quite frankly, I've participated in half a dozen virtual events over the last few months, and I'm really inspired by what I see a lot of other companies that I work with doing. And so I'll kind of outline it for you. So we've established that apparel and merch is really important for marketing your events,
Absolutely.
for helping to keep the memory alive after an event is over. What I see people doing really well, though, uh, and what I would encourage people who are doing virtual events to think about is, imagine a student, a high school student registers for their virtual summer camp. Okay.
Right.
So a week before the event, you've already done all the marketing. You've done some direct mail campaigns just to get your registrations. But a week before the event, they get a box in the mail, like some cool packaging, right? And it's from your church, and it's got the event brand all over it. We're doing an unboxing. You know what I mean? I get a box in the mail. It's an unboxing. I
Right.
open the box. I got that year's summer camp T-shirt in there, and maybe a water bottle or a wristband or some stickers or a notebook to take notes in during some of these events and some of the talks. I'm already excited.
Right.
Oh, that's right. I got that thing. It's happening this weekend.
Right.
I got it in that box. There's a little postcard. Don't forget, scan this QR code to jump into the virtual summer camp, whatever. And I've got my T-shirt that I can wear when I'm streaming, and wear, hopefully out in the community after the event.
Right.
And I have all the summer camp shirts that I've ever received. I still got those. I have probably my favorite shirt, and you're gonna appreciate this, Vernon, is from Orange Sushi 2. You remember that?
Whoa.
Yeah, I still got my Orange
Weird.
Sushi shirt. Yep. Yep.
What color was that one? What color shirt?
It was the heather gray with the illustration, the sushi illustration.
Yes, sir.
I still got it. And the reason
Wow.
I have it every time I come across that shirt, when I'm going through my laundry or I'm looking for a T-shirt, I see that I can't fit in it anymore, but I see that shirt and I'm like transported, right?
Right.
All these good memories and good vibes coming at me because I still have that memento. So imagine, summer camp shirts are already important because, later on you're at youth group and you're sporting the 2012, beach week or beach week summer camp shirt, right? And so it's like, oh dang, where did you get that one? Oh, that was the 2012 shirt. Oh
Right.
man, I missed it. So you kind of get that FOMO going. Uh,
Right.
but this year, I mean, we're talking about making some crazy memories. We're all making weird memories right now just because of
Telling you, man.
all COVID stuff. So, they open that box and there's the notebook and then there's the T-shirt, and it's not just a summer camp T-shirt. It's the 2020 uh, youth group COVID edition T-shirt. I mean, memories forever. You know what I mean? I mean, that's a special deal. Um,
It is.
so you kind of build the hype maybe a week before the actual event, but then after the event, I really think that people should think about what they're going to do for follow up. And you don't have to go all out and send them another box with merch, but maybe a postcard, or maybe you do send them something like a wristband, like one of the awareness wristbands with a
Or
key.
you, or even promote an event maybe you have coming up in the fall. Like, hey,
Sure.
you know,
Do both. Send them the wristband. Hey, it was fantastic to see you. Keep the memory alive with this wristband, and we'll see you at the next thing. We're here to register.
right.
So I think that it's a bummer, like summer camps being virtual. That's a bummer. High school
Right.
graduations being virtual, total bummer. But I still think that we have opportunities to make some really special memories with especially students this year.
Right. And so, like, the funny thing is, not only does this really apply to, youth programming, but even like, if you had to like divert your experiences for like a business meeting, these are some principles that businesses and, you know, and different groups of people can really grab onto, to keep that synergy, to keep that, that energy, that collective like togetherness still going within your tribe. So like, I love everything you're saying, dude, because like, I know personally of several different student ministries that have had to divert what they had like planned on the books, and and all the things that you're saying are things that they can implement easy, and stuff that we can, guide them through as Propel, and get them some quality merch, swag, apparel, hard goods in a really quick, it doesn't take a lot of effort, I mean, we can help them, and we've got the honor and for sure to make it happen, but
Yeah.
we can turn those things around and help them accomplish that, man. What else are you seeing as far as like, the fall? I mean, as we listen to different state reps and different government officials and all that, I mean, it seems like even with the school, that there's going to be some stipulations as far as masks, and I know like you couldn't find a mask like 2 months ago, and now that they're starting to meet up with demand, and then I think you sent some samples the other day, and dude, they were insane, like full, like full face graphic, uh, face mask, breathable neck smocks, so but let's switch gears. I mean, like, because like, dude, like if you're gonna have a youth group, if you're gonna have any type of meeting, like you're gonna have a mask on, and like, what are you seeing with custom masks? Because like some of the stuff that you send in the email over has been like, what, you can do that?
Yeah, there's a lot of cool custom masks out there, and I mean it can be anything from like a basic one color mask with a quick screen print on it, all the way to full color sublimation. What what I've seen companies do that I think is a really fantastic idea is, especially in a retail situation, you got customers coming in, you want them
Right.
to have a mask, maybe they don't have a mask. You could give them a disposable mask, and that's cool, but you could give them a custom mask with your brand on it, because a lot of things are going to happen when you do that. You're communicating to that customer, hey, your safety is important to us. Here's a mask. Dude, I just got a mask. Those things are hard to find. Now I got one. Perfect. But the other thing that's happening is they're going to be sporting that mask all over town. So, I mean, just the amount of saturation that your brand is going to have by doing that is, I mean, it's kind of a win for everybody.
It's a thing to where like, there's different people on both sides of the fence. Like, I'm not gonna wear a mask, but really like, it's kind of like becoming a thing to where like
Oh, it's
if you're
going
gonna
to,
go in a public place, if you're gonna shop, you know, the
I think
responsible thing to do is to wear a mask.
I think masks, even past this, I think people are really going to be a lot more conscientious of their surroundings and maybe wear masks out anyway. We see that, in other parts of the world where people just out of habit they wear a mask, and so I kind of expect it to be sort of a fashion thing after a while.
right.
I mean, that's real estate. That's it's just another opportunity to show people what you're about. Because even promote. I mean, this is like a promotional product shirt, right?
Right.
This is a shirt with a company logo on it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's a good shirt. I'm gonna wear it out. It fits right. It's got a soft hand, and people wear the brands that they love. You know what I
Right.
mean? I mean, it's what, look, I'm an Apple fanboy. I got an Apple belt buckle. It's on every day. And if it didn't have Apple on it, I don't know that I'd be wearing it every day. So if there's a brand, if you're a brand, if you work for a brand that uh, has a culture within your community about, there's a lot of brand love. People want to express that they participate in that brand, or that they support it.
Right.
They're gonna want to wear those items.
Yeah. So true. So true, man. And I think like, I just some of our clients here at Propel that they're like, we're getting more and more requests, even though, I mean, like, again, the funny thing is like, I want to say maybe in Oklahoma City, like maybe like 2 days after the lockdown, like you were already on it, dude. You were like, hey guys, we need to get on these masks. I'm like, yeah, Eric, whatever. Yeah,
Mhm.
hey, I would really do this. You be ahead of the curve. And sure enough, by the time I think I waited maybe another 2.5 weeks just trying to like figure out what's up and down. But by the time I had come to really look for a mask earlier in March, like they were like you couldn't find one.
Yeah.
But like I was looking at some more emails I got today about some more products that we're looking at, working with. There's some cool things out there. So like,
Yeah.
Again, if you're a youth minister, student minister, a creative director at an agency or of a business, like, you know, what a cool thing to get in the mail from your employer, your youth pastor, your pastor is a mask. Like, hey man, stay safe out here, thinking about you. You know what I'm saying? That's dope.
For sure.
Custom packaging like that. That right there is a cool touch point. Not hard to do, not super expensive, and but it's really a need. Like I mean I have a mask in my I got a little I guess you can call it I call it a satchel, but people call it a purse or man purse, whatever. But listen, hey, it has my eyeglass cleaner, my wallet, my phone. I need this thing, so I'm very forgetful. But but I have a mask in there. Pop it on if I walk to a store, pop it off. So, but like you're right, it is real estate, and there's so many different appliques that you can do sublimation, we can do screen printing, we could do heat press. I mean, there's so many ways to get your brand on there, but it is a need, and I think that the thing I'm finding out is like it's kid sizes, so like it goes back to like kids church, like how cool would it be to have for a church to have like kid branded kids masks for their
Yeah.
nursery workers and nursery kids and all that, but that masks that actually fit kids, so like Old Navy is killing it right now.
Mm.
They got like, I mean, Eric is nuts. They come in packs of 3 and they're all like different colors and like, but they're sold out. Like you can't find it, but I guess the fit's good. And I know a lot of our vendors they're starting to have youth sizes, and that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
there's been so many. I've been real impressed with the way our industry has pivoted to personal protection. There's that t-shirt company down in Texas we visited. They
Right.
very quickly were able to pivot to manufacturing masks, and
Wow.
we see a ton of them. So yeah, I mean anything that somebody's looking for, we're going to be able to find. And what I like about masks too is, the best giveaway or promotional product or merch, in my opinion, is something that's useful. And so, you get a mask. There's few things more useful right now than a mask. You're happy to receive it just because of what it is, even if it didn't have your brand on it. You're like, sweet, I need this. I'm going to use it. May as,
Right.
may as well carry some brand on it.
Right. I love it, dude. I love it, dude. So, you know, two things that we really just hit on that I think are crucial and could really help out organizations. Number one, going virtual, man, think about putting a swag pack together, a merch box, or a box with some hard goods in it, send it to your tribe. Even though you can't meet, give them that experience because it's going to be a memento of this season that we're in, because it's like, just like you said, when you went to that camp and that beach camp, like you look at that shirt and it takes you right back to that moment. I've got similar items as well, like whether it be maybe a basketball AAU camp and I'll pull out the shirt. I'm like, oh yeah, dude, that basketball camp was rad, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just like, man, what an opportunity to kind of galvanize, you know, the unity of your group, kind of get that camaraderie going, have that connection, even though it may be digital at this time, but it's still you're connecting, and also it's just a touch point. Maybe there's some fringe members in your organization that you haven't had a touch point with in a while because maybe you haven't seen them, maybe you hadn't, had a face-to-face interaction. But what a way to send some cool branded merch, and it's a cool touch point to re-engage and get reintroduced back to that individual. So, I I love how you can parallel this to so many different you know, organizations, a church, a school, a business, you know, a creative agency, you know, whatever. And so like I dig that. And then the second thing is like I love what you said, you know, not only is it cool to get a memento, but it's also cool to get something useful. So like we were talking about the mask. You know, how cool is that to get a branded mask that like you can actually use, and really it's you kind of need it, you know, in some regard. And so yeah, I think that's super dope. So I know you know, when the dust settles around, I think that we're kind of getting our rhythm with Propel. You know, I know we've talked about doing some pretty cool swag with Propel. It's like so much, I don't even know what to do. And then we're getting so many different cool projects to work on. So it's almost like we're making shoes for everybody else. Like we don't even have we don't even have shoes on ourselves for like our brand and stuff. But it's, you know, we've done some pretty cool projects, and so already, and like we haven't even really talked about it to the public. But like this is kind of one of the first outings for us. But you know, we're going to continue to have these dialogues about what we're seeing in our industry, trends. You know, my lord, you're getting samples all the time. Like what was it or on was it
Or
or Org Audio, right? Dude, custom backpacks. You know, back to school's coming up. We just worked on a project, Eric, with a client of ours. You know, they got two campuses in Georgia, one in Orange County. Dude, this custom backpack is insane. Full sublimation on the straps, front pocket, padded. It's a padded, you know, a laptop backpack, super swag. You know, got a fashion twist to it, and dude, the price point is on the money.
Yeah.
And so, you know, just stuff like that we're able to do. But like, I'm just impressed, you know, about the customization that we can do with apparel, you know, and just what's really out there, and just with your expertise and, you know, my background with, just doing branding and streetwear and stuff like it's just it's endless. Like there is so much crazy customizable, you know, hard goods to apparel. Like there's just some crazy stuff out there, man.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking forward to using this platform, you know, kind of spitballing back and forth and letting people know what's capable. And so like we'll start showing some pieces here, you know, very shortly. We kind of been kind of stockpiling some projects here that we've been doing. So yeah, man. So
I'll say one thing and then I'm done. Just for people to take home. But you know, right now there's so much going on in the world, and it's a really tough time for everybody. And people are going once we get past this season, people are going to remember the organizations, the nonprofits, the churches, and the companies who made an effort to show their customers or members that they care.
so good.
So I mean, you know, I would encourage anybody, you know, show your people that you care. Send them a piece of swag just to let them know you're thinking about them. Send them a direct mail, and we'll talk about direct mail another time. But people right now, people crave a physical like thing from the organizations and the companies that they work with, because we can only do so much Zoom, right? But what direct mail, and especially if you roll in like a product with it and get that lumpy mail, what it does is it gives people a like a haptic experience. You know, it's a physical touch. So people will remember who cared and thought during this season. And you know,
So good, man.
we'd love to help.
Such a good point. Such a good point, man. Well, man, I guess I'll catch you back in the office here,
Someday.
either, you know, virtually or in real life. You know, we got some stuff lined up, and we're always cooking on something. So feel free, you know, to contact Eric or I. You know, it's either going to be Eric or contact me at Vernon at propelbrandlab.com. Listen, dude, I would love to help anyone out, influential organization, church, whatever, help you out, just get your vision out from an idea into production and into your hand. And so, feel free to email me, and we would love just to, work with you just like that, man. So we're just, man, it's just so much fun what we're doing right now. I'm having a blast working with Eric and our team. It's just it's a good time. And so again, you know, swag. If you don't have a physical event, think about how you can touch people with you know virtual, kind of like a virtual experience through swag. It could be something like a T-shirt, or even it could be something like a mask. And I think we're going to talk about that direct mail. We need to talk about that next time. That's huge. That's a whole nother beast. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all soon, man. Thanks for tuning in, man.